Super Smash Bros. Ultimate! It's here, it's hype, everyone's talking about it, everyone's playing it, but is it truly the ultimate Smash Bros. Experience? See what I did there? Let's find out.
Oh no!
I really shouldn't have to say this because you don't really play Smash for its story, but this will be a spoiler-free review. I'll be talking about the basic story and setup of World of Light, but the purpose of this video will be less about that and more about highlighting the various mechanical changes and improvements from previous entries. Real quick, I want to shout out to my boy Zero, who gave me the okay to use some of his footage in this video. Thanks so much for letting me do this, man. You're awesome. And if you're watching this and somehow you haven't subbed to Zero, do yourself a favor and go do that. If you don't know who he is, he was Smash 4's top player, globally if I'm not mistaken. It's amazing watching this guy play, and you won't regret watching his videos. Aside from general gameplay, he also does how-to videos about Smash, ranging from moving and recovering to the more advanced mechanics. His videos have been super helpful in helping me improve at Ultimate, and I'm sure they could help you as well, if you're looking to improve at the game on a competitive level. Also, I do want to warn, I did not own a Wii U, so I never really got the chance to play Smash 4. I played it a little with my ex, but that was only once or twice. Nor am I an expert on Smash, these are just some changes that I noticed and appreciated, and as always, these are purely my opinion, so take what I say with a grain of salt. With all of that said, let's get started. The story for World of Light starts with this little diddly-ding-dang-doodle whatchamacallit who wants to destroy the universe and recreate it how he wants. And the only thing stopping him is an army of extremely marketable gaming icons, or in Mario and Link's cases, behemoths. And you know what? He succeeds. Everyone is here? More like everyone is dead! He obliterates everyone, with the sole exception being Kirby, who people have taken issue with Sakurai making the pro tag in this game apparently. Listen guys, Sakurai's work ethic can be summed up with the phrase, "I will sleep when I am dead." The man intentionally does not take time off when these games are in development. So if he wants to put his little pink cannibal as the star of this story, then he should feel free to do so. Galeen, meanwhile, separates all of the non-playable characters from the Nintendo and Beyond multiverse from their bodies and forces them into copies of the playable characters to make killer chilies. Maybe he knows Kirby survived and is doing this to cause an army to get in Kirby's way or something, but the chilies thing sounds way funnier and way more original, so I'm gonna go with that. It's up to Kirby to free the spirits and other playable characters from Galeen's control, take down Galeen, and return the universe to its original state. Many modes from previous games have made a return here, including Classic Mode, which allows you to bring a friendo offline with you this time. There's a Mob Rush Mode, which is basically 100-man melee. Many different modes for offline multiplayer, but one of the coolest things they added was a new training room, which has this tile set which helps you gauge how far your opponent will fly at certain percentages. There are even guidelines you can turn on or off that show you where they would go at 0%, 50%, and 100% damage respectively. Aside from that, there have been a few gameplay tweaks here and there, such as reintroducing directional air dodging, which can help you mix up recoveries or animation cancel landing lag, and perfect shielding, which when executed gives you a small reaction buff, giving you about 3 extra frames of movement quicker. This is actually really cool because even though 3 frames doesn't sound like much, it does make it faster by a split second, which makes a huge difference in competitive play. That, alongside the general speed boost of the game, makes the game far more competitive. While it's not as fast as Melee, it is fast enough to give the better players something to enjoy while also being accessible for new and casual players as well. Speaking of casual play, there are tons of items which can make the game extremely hectic. It's tons of fun to play and helps make each match differ from the last. Lastly, there's online multiplayer, which has seen some slight improvements. Now there's a lobby mode where players can set up rules, choose characters and stages, and even choose to spectate if they wish. There is random matchmaking as well, and you can turn on background matchmaking to do training or solo content while you wait for a match. I've personally not experienced lag in lobbies with my friends, but I have experienced it with random matchmaking, which has made certain matches nigh unplayable. Finally, with 70 plus characters in the game, and 5 additional DLC fighters planned, one announced to be Joker from Persona 5, there's bound to be a character that fits your playstyle, and maybe even spark some interest in their respective franchises, eh? One of the most talked about things right now is the level 9 CPUs, which probably and most likely will kick your ass. This level specifically plays a lot like actual players do, and will use exploits that professionals use. It's surprising how many similar characters are here that feel somewhat different from their main counterparts. All that being said, I still have some personal gripes with the game. Like I said, some online matches were practically unplayable due to the lag, and even though I've only really played lobbies with friends, the lag was still kind of unacceptable, considering players are now paying to play online. However, I haven't played random matchmaking a ton, so it may have just been the matches you see. I personally would have preferred an actual story mode a la Subspace Emissary style instead of World of Light's glorified event mode, which overstays its welcome by about 15 hours. And Race to the Finish and Break the Targets have been consolidated into one stage that is universal for all characters, which is kinda sucky. Plus, there are just way too many Fire Emblem characters, and way too few villain characters. Like, how cool would it be to play as Zant or Body from Legend of Zelda, or play as Sephiroth from Final Fantasy VII? Oh well, considering how much content there is, do you even need to ask? I highly recommend you play this game. But what about you? I'd love to hear what you guys think. Is Smash Ultimate the definitive Smash experience, or is it an overhyped piece of garbage? Who are your favorite characters? Your least favorite? And if you liked what you saw, maybe give that like button a little click. And maybe do the same to that big red subscribe button too while you're at it. And be sure to like my Facebook and Twitter where I post updates about the next video, and engage in discussions about just about anything really. But that said, I do think it's time to go. This has been a really long week of recording World of Light and beating it twice just to get enough footage for this video. I'm so done with it. I am not picking up World of Light again, ever. This has been McDurples, signing out.